Have you ever felt paralyzed by the endless loop of self-sabotage and what if? That nagging inner voice that tells you you're not good enough. It's a sound of overthinking, of anxiety, of a mind convinced that safety lies in staying stuck, even when every single part of you craves real change. You overthink every decision, replay every conversation, and talk yourself out of opportunities that God has already cleared for you. You call it being careful, but deep down, you know that it's fear dressed as logic. And the longer you stay in your head, the louder your anxiety gets, and the quieter your confidence becomes. You're waiting for clarity, but clarity comes through movement, through trust, through faith. In this video, you're going to learn exactly how overthinking is sabotaging your confidence. I'll walk you through the practical tools and mindset shifts that will help you go from self-doubt and fear to peace, clarity, and real self-trust, so you can show up with faith, move with clarity, and build the kind of unshakable confidence that no one, not even your anxious mind, can take away from you. But here's the truth. Overthinking is not your enemy. It's a signal of an unmet need, a call to step into your power. Let's break that cycle and build unshakable confidence together. A few years ago, I was ready to start another business, but the fear of failure held me hostage. I spent 4 long years waiting, paralyzed by the thought that the perfect moment was just around the corner. I thought to myself, I don't have decades of experience in this field. What if no one buys from me? I thought to myself, I wasn't successful before. What if I fail again? Sound familiar? This is not just my story. It's the reality for anyone who's ever doubted their worth. Overthinking doesn't just slow you down, it shuts you down. You start second-guessing your gifts, your voice, your value. You cancel opportunities before they even begin. You delay your dreams, not because they're not ready, but because you're scared that you're not. But here's something no one tells you. That fear, it's not the truth. It's just a symptom. A symptom of believing your thoughts more than you believe in God's timing. Your confidence crumbles when you over-identify with the voice of ego. That one that says, you're not ready, you're not qualified, someone else is already doing it better. But you weren't created to live in fear. You were created to rise in faith. Let's talk about what really happens when you overthink. Your mind, while powerful, can become your worst enemy. It magnifies doubts, triggers imposter syndrome. The main issue is that when you let your emotions and thoughts dominate, you lose touch with the present moment. And that's where true confidence lives. Most of your fears are rooted in past hurts or future anxieties. But here's the secret. Nothing ever happens outside of the now. When you let go of the time-bound grip of fear, you open up the space for actual growth and empowerment. If you want to build confidence, you need to stop asking, how can I avoid fear? And start asking, what would I do today if I wasn't afraid? That one question alone can change everything. Because the truth is, you don't need to be perfect. You need to be present. Confidence isn't loud, it's calm. And you don't earn it by forcing yourself to be fearless. You build it by showing up scared and doing it anyway. The reason overthinking feels so loud is because your spirit is trying to break free from the cage your mind built to protect you. That voice in your head, it's not the voice of truth, it's the voice of fear. You don't need to have it all figured out to take the first step. You don't need to feel 100% confident to move forward. You just need to be available, obedient, and willing. Willing to show up messy. Willing to trust the nudge. Willing to believe that your presence, just as it is, carries power. I discovered that overthinking isn't about weakness. It's about misalignment. It's when your subconscious fears clash with your conscious desires. And here's an essential truth. You are not your thoughts and your emotions. You are the awareness behind them. This realization is the spark that ignites your journey towards unshakable confidence. Imagine if, instead of drowning in negative thoughts, you could pause and ask, is this thought really the truth or fear talking? This is what's known as a thought audit, which can change the game. It's the first step of moving from paralysis to action. This pulls you out of fear-based action and into aligned, faith-filled clarity. Secondly, imagine if, instead of obsessing over the results, and if it's going to be good enough, you could release the pressure of perfection and the fear of failure before you make a decision or do something that scares you. Anchoring before an action is the second step to moving from paralysis to action. You can do this by putting your hand on your heart and saying, I don't need to be perfect. I just need to be present. You can also say, I don't need to be perfect. I just need to get it done. Thirdly, do that one thing that you're avoiding. Confidence is built by doing the hard thing while feeling fear, not waiting for fear to disappear. The more you do this, the more your brain learns, I can handle this. The next thing is to speak to yourself like someone you love. Stop motivating yourself through pressure and start motivating yourself through compassion. For me, that's when everything shifted. Because pressure burns you out, while compassion builds you up. These tools don't just quiet your mind, they help you rebuild trust with yourself. And that's where unshakable confidence comes from. Change comes from taking action. Don't just listen to this and do nothing with the information. Download the PDF guide in the description so you can have a point of reference and step-by-step plan to overcome your fears and anxiety whenever you start overthinking or doubting your greatness. Now I'm going to guide you through a daily ritual that changed my life, and it can transform yours too. Begin your day by reconnecting with your inner wisdom. No phone, just heart. Repeat to yourself, I am safe to grow. I am allowed to become who I dream to be. Spend 10 minutes journaling with your saboteur. Ask, what part of me is afraid today? What does it need to feel safe? This lays the foundation for rewiring self-sabotage. Next, pick the one thing that you've been avoiding, that task that scares you, and tackle it head on. Before you dive in, tell yourself, I don't have to do this perfectly, I just have to do it. Next is to do a nervous system reset. Every couple of hours, step away, place your hand on your belly, and take 3 deep breaths. Remind yourself, I am safe. I can trust life. In the evening, reflect on your day by journaling or recording your thoughts. Ask, where did I act in fear today? And where did I show up with love today? This reflection strengthens your self-trust. Stand in front of the mirror and affirm, I trust myself. I can handle my emotions. I am becoming who I'm meant to be. Repetition builds a foundation for true confidence. Commit to a weekly practice of writing letters to your fear, affirming your worth, and celebrating the small wins. Remember, consistent actions trump the illusion of perfection. When self-doubt creeps in, remind yourself there is something magical and transformational about what you offer. The right people are already seeking what you create. Every step, every breath, every moment you choose presence over fear is a step towards your dreams. Remember, the greatest gift you can give yourself and the world is your presence. When you stop believing every thought, when you rest in the now, you awaken a soft but unstoppable confidence that comes from the soul and not the story. You don't have to force your way to the top. You get there by being present, choosing yourself, and rising with grace. Finally, the journey is not about having all the answers. It's about showing up, being present, and trusting the process. So today, I invite you to join me in breaking free from overthinking and stepping into your true power. Let's reclaim our present and build a future where our confidence is as boundless as our dreams. And if you enjoyed this video, check out my last upload where I talked about how I'm rebuilding my life with faith and femininity.